it audible? Is it audible now? For the last row? So just we are going to see about the basics of information security. Again I am starting from the first topic for you. Okay. So this is the definition. So is there any security problem in computing? Information security in the sense, just we are going to protect the data and informations, files, etc. That is said to be information security. From where we are going to secure that data? From one of the person will hack your data, personal informations, etc. So from that person we are going to safeguard our data by means of some of the mechanisms and services we are providing under the information security. So this is your first topic in that. So how we are going to protect the data? One can destroy our files or they can steal our data. So what is the meaning for steal? So they can take your data illegally. You are having two things, legal and illegal. So illegally, if they are taking your data, then that is said to be, they are stealing your data. Then they can access to your system without your knowledge. With your knowledge, if they are taking your message or informations, then that is called legal. Otherwise, it is said to be illegal. So they are calling it as unauthorized access. They are taking under the legal thing, it is said to be authorized. Otherwise, it is called as unauthorized person or unauthorized access they are doing. So these are all some of the examples of malwares, how they are injecting to the computers by means of virus or by means of bombs or ransomware or spyware and Trojan horses. So these are and all some of the examples. These are and all said to be the some of the malicious softwares. It will be injected into your computer for destroying your data by means of giving some of the coding based on this Trojan horses. Okay, these are and all said to be the malicious softwares for you. Repeatedly you are going to hear about the things called virus, worms, ransomware, spyware and Trojan horses. So these are and all the unwanted, that is malicious softwares for data. The same thing, it is the continuation of the first topic. Is there a security problem in computing? So these are and all said to be types of attacks, how they are performing. So examples of attacks, that is first one phishing attacks, second one malware attacks, then third one ransomware, weak passwords, and last one is insider threats. So these are and all types of attacks, how they are performing by the hackers. First one is phishing attack. It is said to be phishing in the sense it is a fake website or a portal. If you are entering some your personal information into your portal or websites, it is said to be insecure. That is called fake website or a portal. That one is called, the page is full, likewise your website, but it is a fake one. So that is said to be the first one, that is phishing attack. So and also we are having two things you have to remember, phishing and as well as the spoofing method they will call. We are having two things, phishing and spoofing. It is we are having some difference between phishing and spoofing. Phishing means it is a fake website or a portal, but spoofing in the sense they are going to steal the IP address of your computer and then they are taking your data. That is said to be spoofing. Okay, that is your first one. Then malware attacks, by using some unwanted or malicious softwares into your computer. If they are feeding that malicious software into your data or computer, it is not possible to take any type of data into your computer. So that is the second kind of attack, that is called malware attacks. So then the same thing, ransomware also one of the malicious software. They are having separate coding for that. If they are feeding into your computer, they can steal your data and the informations from your computer. Okay. Then if they are taking your password, you are just providing some privacy settings for your mobile. Likewise, you can also set some passwords for your computer. If they are taking your passwords, in the sense it is possible to take your personal informations. So you should not use any weak password. For example, your name or your date of birth or some other example. Any other example for weak password? You are having strong password and weak passwords. You should not use any type of information about you. Your name, date of birth or PIN number or ATM card number. You should not use any four numbers like your date of year. So you have to use only the strong passwords. By that only it is not possible to take your data. Strong password in the sense some special characters, symbols, lowercase, uppercase. Likewise you have to use numbers, everything you have to use. So by means of these types of attacks, hacker can take your data. Then second topic, what does security mean? So many things we have discussed. That is, we are just going to protect the data from unauthorized person. That is our motto. In that, we are just going to discuss about what does security mean. The meaning of computer security also the same thing. Now we are going to see about what does security mean. Here we are going to see about how we are going to protect the digital assets. Digital assets in the sense, what is that? We are not going to protect any manual data. It all comes under the digital manner. So we are just going to protect the digital data. For that we are having so many security types. That is, starting from physical security, we are just going to see about 5 types of security. So first one, what is that? What is the first security? Physical security. So it is the protection of people, hardware, software and network information. Physical நம்ம உங்களோட சிஸ்டம்ல இருக்கிற hardware, software இதெல்லாமே protect பண்ணும். That is your first thing. That means the physical security. So that they cannot able to damage your system or they cannot able to break your working of your systems. So first one is physical security. Then second one, application security. Just we are going to protect our application. Nama softwares nama protect pannuvom. So just we are going to protect our applications. So it uses a combination of software, hardware and policies that are said to be countermeasures. So the software consists of both all the things, that is hardware, software and everything it consists of. It is said to be one of the applications for you. Software irukku or folder irukku appadina it consists of all the things, not only about your hardware. It have to combine with software also. So we are going to protect that application data. That is the second type of security, that is application security. Then third one, cloud security. How we are going to protect our data from the cloud environment, cloud infrastructure, how we are going to protect the data. They are by means of two mechanisms we can protect our data. So first one is identity, second one is data privacy and access management. By using these type of mechanisms we can protect the data from cloud environment. Okay, we are having the difference between physical and cloud. In cloud we are protecting some of the mechanisms called access management and data privacy. So these are all the most important securities nowadays we are having. First one, internet security. From internet you are downloading so many things. From that, if you want to protect the data, at first you need to install some of antivirus softwares. Likewise you have to use. That is our first thing, that is internet security. Second one, mobile security. It is referred as wireless security. So here it protects the mobile devices such as smartphones, tablets and laptops and other consoles. So then third one is network security. In network security we are just going to see about the access control of the authorized person, whether they are coming from the authorized one or unauthorized thing. By means of checking using network security. Just it will provide some end-to-end security. From source to destination, it will give the protection of data by using the network security. So, how many things we have seen, ma? How many security types we are having? How many things we have seen? 5 types we have seen. Starting from physical, second one, application, third one, cloud, internet, mobile, network. So these are all the things you have to know about security. What does security mean? We are protecting the data from internet, mobile, network, cloud and physical layer. Then this is the third type of attacks, that is security attacks. Third topic in your information security. Already I have taken, that is we are having 2 types of attacks. First one is active, second one is passive. In passive, they will just listening to your message, what you are talking or what you are sending, what you are talking and what you are sending to the receiver. But they doesn't do anything with your message. They won't destroy or they won't disrupt your service. Simply they will make use of your information and then they will do some other thing. That is said to be passive attacks. Coming on to the second thing, that is active attacks. What they will do? They will do some alterations or modifications, or some of the portions will be updated or altered by the hacker and then it will be sent to the receiver. That is the active attack. So this is the definition for that. Mainly they will just monitor. In your passive attack, they will just monitor what you are doing, what they are communicating. That's all. But in active, they will do many things, that is updations, destroy, alters and then replay. They can also give a response to the receiver. Apart from changing the message, they can also give some response to the receiver as like a sender. Okay, as like a sender, he will send the message to the receiver. These are all the parts of active attacks. So it consists of 5 types active attacks. First one is masquerade, second one is modification of messages, repudiation, replay and then denial of service. So first one is masquerade. Here what they will do in the sense, they will just like act as a sender. Simply said to be, they will act as a sender and then he will send the message to the receiver. But the receiver doesn't know the message comes from the real one or fake one. That is said to be masquerade. First one, he is acting as a sender, but he is a original sender or a hacker, but he will act as a sender. That is the first one, that is masquerade. Second one is modification of messages. So here some of the portion will be altered by the hacker and then it will be sent to the receiver. That is second one, modification of messages. They will receive the message from sender and then he will add some portion and then it will be sent to the receiver. That is the second thing, modification of messages. Then third one, repudiation attacks are a type of security in which attacker attempts to deny or repudiate actions. Just they will exchange something, just like a sender, he will exchange the keys or some other important messages. That is the third thing, repudiation. Here. Then replay the sender, he will receive the message, that is hacker will receive the message from the sender and then he will respond to the receiver. That is said to be the fourth type, that is replay. Then last one is denial of service, simply said to be DOS. Here they will totally disrupt your service. Your server fully will get damaged. You are not supposed to work with your computer. That is said to be denial of service. Here you are having two things, but I have not mentioned here, that is distributed DOS and as well as DOS we are having. Okay, then what is the second topic, pa? Passive attack. So the passive attack consists of two types. Already I have explained about passive. What they will do with the passive attack? They will just listen. They will make use of the information, but they will they will listen to your message. It is of two types. There is the release of message content and then traffic analysis. So in release of message content, nothing but now how we are sending the message, how we are communicating with the sender by means of either telephonic conversation, or by we can send the message to the email. Likewise, we are just communicating to the receiver. So by that they will listen to your message or they will listen to your voice. How you are communicated and how what are the things you have communicated. Likewise, they will just listen to the content. That is the first thing. That is release of message content. Then second one, it is said to be the way of masking. That is traffic analysis. So second thing is, suppose the hacker, if they are receiving the message, if it is not able to read the data, not able to read the data in the sense, the data will be converted to unmeaningful. What is meaningful and unmeaningful? It is not possible to read the data. By using the encryption method, it is possible to change your content. Suppose, for example, if you are saying ABC, if I am sending in the sense, I will send it as 012. Just I am just substituting the letters to numbers. That is A for 0, B for 1, and then C for 2. Likewise, if I am sending the message, the hacker will not able to read the data. So suppose if they are not able to extract any type of data from the message, they will just think of the message length and how they are communicating by means of IP address. Everything they are going to think of that data, how they have transferred, what kind of message they will transfer, and then how they are, how many type of length they have exchange. Likewise, they will think and then they can suggest some of the important message. That is said to be the traffic analysis. Are you clear up to this? So here we have seen two types of attacks. In passive, how many types, ma'am? In passive, how many types? Two types. In active, five types. And then in active attacks, we are having active 5 types. Passive, that's all about your security attack. Then next topic is computer criminals, how they are performing the hacking. Yes, pa? Cyber criminals. So cyber crime is one of the serious thing in law enforcement. So here we are having types of cyber criminals, that is hackers, how they are using their technical skills. It is not only for technical skills, they are also doing for their hobby. Hobby in the sense, somewhat they have to make use of their time and then they are doing it as hobby for taking the data from unauthorized one. Okay. So here we are having different types of cyber criminals. Hackers, we are calling it as hat. Okay, so white hat, black hat, and then grey hat, and then blue hat hackers we are having. These are all the types of criminals, that is hackers, simply said to be hackers. So white hack represents if they are doing for legal or for some good things. If they are doing that hacking for good things in the sense, then that is said to be the first one, that is white hat hackers. Then second one, black black represents illegal. So if they are doing for unwanted things or if they are using for some personal things, then that is said to be the black hat hackers. So then third one is grey hat hackers. What is that grey represents? It is the combination of both white and black hackers. They will do for legal and as well as for illegal purpose. That is said to be grey hat hackers. Then last one, and also we are having blue hat hackers. For they are doing for just for checking. Okay, well, they are just using for validating some software. They are using some blue hat hackers. That's all about your cyber criminals. The next thing is main topic for you. What is the topic? Protection in general purpose operating system. So apart from your data, information, personal things, how we are going to protect your computer with CPU and some other devices. Let us see one by one. So protection is especially important in a multi-user environment as computer resources such as CPU and memory, etc. So here just we are going to use one of the mechanisms for protecting our computer resources. That is a mechanism that controls the access of programs, process or users to the resources defined by a computer system. So need of protection in operating system. So now let us going to see how we are going to protect our operating system. So for everything, if you want to protect our operating system, we have to give some access to the user for reading, writing or read and write or listening or to list some files in your operating system. For everything you have to provide some security. That is, we have to authorize or we have to give some access controls to the particular users. Then only it is possible to protect our operating system. Okay. So this is your first one. Reading, writing and modification or preventing the system from working effectively. Second thing is you have to ensure whether the data and programs and softwares are in a secured manner. Whether you have to update whether all the softwares has been updated properly. This is the second thing for protecting your OS. Then third one, you have to ensure that no access from the virus and unauthorized access. You have to ensure your computer system was protected with your antivirus softwares. This is your third thing. Then last one, this is the purpose to ensure that the system's policies access programs, resources and data. Only the authorized persons can able to use the programs and resources of computer systems. This is your fourth thing of protection in OS, that is operating system. First thing is you have to protect from reading, writing, modifications. Second thing, you have to ensure your software is updated. Third thing, whether you have to check whether the antivirus software has been updated properly. Last thing, you have to check whether the users are from an authorized section. Are you clear up to this, ma? Protection in OS. The goals also the same thing. Then second thing is how we are going to protect objects, methods of protection. Objects in the sense nothing but your devices, input devices and output devices. Okay, your hardware devices, everything you are having, RAM, ROM, memory, motherboard, everything you have to protect. Let us see how we are going to protect. So in your history of OS, at first thing, once upon a time there is no OS for communicating with the system. Basically the programmers have been used only the binary system. What is that binary system? To communicate with the system. Zeros and ones. They are feeding only the coding as zeros and ones, not with any type of coding. On that time they have to secure their own data, isn't it? On that time they have used that some of the protection called accessing user for reading and writing, everything they have used on that time. This is the process of protecting our objects and methods. So these are all some of the objects in your system. That is first one, memory. Second one, shareable I/O devices such as the disk from your disk. Then third one, printers and tape drivers. Then fourth one, your shareable programs and sub procedures. Then networks, your shareable data. Everything you have to protect apart from your information. From your system, these are the things you are having. Apart from software and hardware, these are all said to be the objects for you. These things should be protected. Have you noted? The next thing, till now we have seen how to protect the OS, how to protect our files, how to protect our devices. Next thing, first thing we have seen software, hardware, then files, everything we have seen. Next thing, we are just going to protect our memory and address protection. How we are using that memory, how the user can access the memory and location for sharing your data or saving your data. So for that, we are having some diagram for you. Here they are going to protect the data by means of two types of registers, that is limit register and then relocation register. So suppose if you are having more than enough memory sizes of programs, in the sense they will relocate the program to the some other devices. By that we can protect our memories and address. So in relocation register they are using physical address for their permission access. Then limit register uses their logical address for protecting the data. Just a ranging of logical address. We have to receive only the data from this known logical address. Then only it is possible to save it in your computer. Likewise, they have given some permission as a condition for limit register and relocation register, so that they can protect their own data. Okay. So, what are the two types of registers? Limit and then relocation register. Suppose if your program exceeds your limit register, in the sense it will be transferred to the relocation basis. Suppose if the memory A has been completed, in the sense it will be monitored and then it will be shifted to memory B. Okay, the first device or disk, if it is filled, in the sense it will be transferred to the second disk. So likewise they are using two types of registers for allocation. This is the protection of memory and address protection they have used. So simply the memory consists of two types of registers. By that only we are saving our own data. Limit and then relocation. Are you clear up to this, ma? Then apart from registers, here also we are using some types of techniques, that is keys. By means of using keys, rings, addressing, mask, segmentation and then simulated segmentation and dynamic tightening, just we are going to protect the data. We don't want to keep it deeply. Just we are using keys, rings and addressing. Most popularly we are using keys, rings and addressing. Then next one is control of access to general objects. So these are and all the objects, we are calling it as objects. Okay, ma? Apart from OS, files, memory, address and everything, how we are providing the control of access to general objects. That is first one for memory, second one for storage device, then executive memory, that is executive program in memory and directory of files, then hardware devices, then stack, table of operating systems, instructions and then passwords and for the user authentication mechanisms. These are and all said to be the general objects of OS, that is operating systems. Then next topic is file protection. We have seen how to protect our OS, memory, address, everything we have seen. Now we will see how we are going to protect the files. The same thing as we have discussed before, that is for file in the sense it is possible to read, write and then list out the data. Likewise, these are the 5 things we have to remember. We have to give access control to the users for only for read or write or execute your file, or to append your file, or to delete your file and then list the names and attributes of the file. What is the meaning for append? Suppose if you want to add some data to your file, you have to get your access. Then only it is possible to add your data. These are the things you have to remember while accessing any type of files in your system. Have you noted? Then last topic, user authentication. So authentication purpose, simply for system and mobile you are using some settings or privacy settings for your mobile and laptop. So here also we are having the authentication. In authentication we are having different types. Let us see one by one. That is, first one is password based login. If you are giving any user ID, you are going to give some passwords based on your thing. That is your strong password or weak passwords. Second one is multi-factor, and then third one is biofactor. That is biometric authentication or barcode authentication. Likewise, we are having so many authentications. Whether it is visible, ma'am? 5 types of authentication. First one is password. Second one is multi-factor. Third one, biometric. Either we can use any physical layer. Physical activities we can give it for biometric. Then fourth one, certificate based. Either we can use QR code. Likewise, if you are scanning, in the sense it will give some access to your data. That is certificate based. Then last one, token based. Only the user of this token will be access to get the data. Likewise, we have to set. That is said to be the last one, token based. Let us see the examples for authentication. So password based authentication represents, password consists of, now you can give any numbers, letters or special characters or combination of all those things. That is the first password authentication. Second authentication, that is multi-factor. It consists of different things. We can also give different types of authentication for access any type of data. That is first one is smartphone. Second one, CAPTCHA. We can also, nowadays mostly they are using CAPTCHA or voice biometrics. Then facial recognition. Then also some of fingerprints or pattern recognition. So these are all types of multi-factor authentication. Then third one, certificate based, in the sense just we are using digital certificates for identifying the users. Just they are providing with some digital certificates, just like a hall ticket. If they are providing with some other parts or certificates, it is possible to enter the hall, or it is possible to enter the login. Likewise, nowadays they are setting. That one is said to be the third one, certificate based authentication. Then fourth one, biometric. The security process consists of unique biological characteristics of an individual. Either they can use the face, or they can use the eyes, or they can use the fingerprints. Anything they can use. Then last one, ma'am, token based authentication. So using token based authentication, users log into your credentials once and receive a unique encrypted string of random characters. Nowadays we are getting OTP. for entering any type of registration or some other things they are using. Likewise, in OTP we are receiving only the numbers, but in token based they can give different type of data, that is any type of letters, characters and special symbols. These are all said to be the token based authentication. So how many types of authentication we are having? 5 types. First one, password. Second one, multi-factor. It consists of many things, that is captcha, smartphone or biometric or facial or pattern, anything. Third one, certificate. Then just it is one of the digital identity. Then biometric and token based authentication. So these are all types of user authentication. For this you have to give a content for this. Okay, that's all. Thank you. This is the end of first chapter. Are you somewhat clear about the basics of information security? Attacks, types, mechanisms and everything we are having.